Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm talking about why do people get depressed. For some people it feels like it's a bad thing, they feel ashamed, they are depressed, they want to show shiny pictures, but sometimes they cry, that's the truth for some people. So first of all, when we come to planet Earth, we get programmed, right, from our parents. There's so many things as human being you need to be aware of that we need to get taught by our parents here on this planet. So what they teach us first is that we have to go 20 years in school. We get called to get up, we get called to eat, we get told to wash our hands, and we learn in school to sit down before we are prepared to wake up even, and sit still for 20 minutes. No, 45 minutes on a chair doing nothing. And then it kind of continues like this. Then when you reach a state of, it's about motivation. You want to be motivated to do something. When you reach a state where no one is telling you anymore what to do because you grow up. When you quit your job and you're just free as you were born to be. When you reach this state, then you will realize some kind of depression can show up, and there's many reasons for that. There's one reason for that, but it can be explained in many different ways. Like a brain neuroscientist would say, it's because of dopamine. For example, you quit your job, you think now it's time to meditate. Then you maybe follow a guru, and you start to feel very good because you feel that your chakra is opening and you feel love and stuff. And now you certainly start to have problems doing normal stuff like doing your email and all the other stuff because you're just so spiritual. You clean, you meditate, but the real stuff gets difficult. And why is that? It's because we're programmed to get told what to do. Now you have to come here. Now there's a bell. It means that now you have to go to class. Now you have to go to pause, or what is called. And now you have to go home, now you have to sleep, now you have to get up. So all this is already in programmed, and then you get free. No one tells you what to do because you got rich enough and spiritual enough, and now you're just sitting. All your dopamine is getting released when you are sitting and meditating. That's your reward. So as higher you get in your meditation, as more hard it is to be in the 3D, like touching the earth, taking out the trash, going into, you get sensitive for all kind of vibration, and you only get your dopamine by meditating. There's other ways to explain it as well. Another thing is that you have to need it urgently. And many spiritual people are just following other people and try to make their needs come true. And or you tell yourself, hey, I don't need anything. I have no needs. I just feel so grateful and in bliss. I don't need anything. And then you don't get the dopamine because you have to accomplish something to get your dopamine. So what is the spiritual way to go about this, right? Because you hear a lot of opinion, and it is with opinion as assholes. They all have their own opinion. But let's now, in my channel, take all the opinion and put them together to one truth. That's why I have a YouTube channel, by the way, so I can speak. So we are mostly in the mind. When we go down to our heart, we can tell the mind, I'm nobody. It's really hard when your thoughts start to cheat you and fight you because it wants to be somebody, because otherwise it loses the purpose. Then you can take your focus down to your heart. And then what happens now? You truly are spiritual. You truly feel like no one, nobody. You have no ego, you have no desires. Yeah. You want nothing. But your damn mind want control, it want to know what's going on. Actually, the truth about manifestation is that you people, most of you who go to work every day, have such a control of your manifestation. You have full insurance on everything. You know where you're gonna be next week, at which time. You have everything in schedule. You have manifested your own life, but universe just don't work like that. If you don't leave any play in between your manifestations, no magic can happen. That's why you're living a non-magical life, like the Harry Potter movies. Most people don't have the magic in their life. And then the spiritual people, they could have so much, but they just have to meditate and not be in the real world. So what is right to do here is that you recognize we are all one and you're very special, but you are not more or less. Okay, that's a trap again. That's not the truth, but let's skip that one. I don't want to explain that now. Then you realize that you are more or less important or whatever, but your mind, which is something on its own, you tell your mind you are nothing, and your mind also want to know what is gonna happen. What are you gonna do now, right? So it can prepare for what is gonna happen next to protect you, right? But your heart don't schedule the future. The heart is truly in the now. Hmm? So then when you switch off your brain, you will become like an animal, and you will sit down, relax, and start to breathe a little more like you're gonna do something, and only the breathing will make you do something. Now you get more up maybe, and at one point you will feel an impulse to walk out of the car or your door in your home. But your brain will be like screaming, no, no, what you doing? We have no plan, where are we going? Or at least my mind work like that. I know some people, they are always in this state because they're not evolved up to having going so much into their brain that they cannot function in the world. Like some autistic people, they really have problems. They would be like having to plan the whole trip out to the supermarket and back to feel comfortable going there, and they will need someone to come with them. That's more people than you think actually have those problematics within themselves they're not talking about. That's the real thing, I promise you that. So after all this spirituality, you go into your heart and you let go. I can tell you a story about how I learned to let go. Not that I'm done with it, but it's a really hard thing to do. I was sitting in this bus in Africa and the axle was about to break off, and the driver was driving like if he could do it faster, he was a better driver than the other ones. So the people just have to jump away because this big bus was coming, and the horn, brr, brr, and no cars on the road, just a lot of people. Really scary. And that was not even my concern because I think that's I'm not afraid of that stuff. Or if I was, I would tell the teacher, the driver, I was afraid, but I was not even afraid. Only for the people outside, yeah, a little bit, but it's not my business. It's not my country, Africa. I was just a visitor, so I have to respect the way they treat each other. But my biggest concern was how late would I arrive? Where would I find a place to sleep? Would I get robbed? Would I get killed? All this. How will I find a comfortable place? And because what is happening when the bus arrived is they had my bike and a bag and another bag. The door get open and one guy take out a bag, another guy grip the bag, and they all look like they know each other. And one guy start to walk with the bag this way because he have a car there. The other one take the other bag, and he have a tuk-tuk. So it goes that way, and I grab the other bag, and I'm like, hey, 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 this way. Hey, I'm the Muzungu. I actually just want my stuff, and I go with the bike and find a place on my own because I don't have the money for the taxi driver's expensive hotel, and I just needed to find some of the cheapest solution because I was out of money. And there was also experience to really live like that also, but that was a must for survival also, forced into it. But then in this bus I learned, because I didn't know it was 4 hour, 6 hour, or whatever. But to sit there all the time being worried is just too much. You're getting enough bad energy by just being in there. So I was just like, if I want to stay in any kind of good, healthy energy, I need to let go of this now. To think about constantly all the time, what am I gonna do? I promised myself I'm not gonna think about what I'm gonna do before the moment I'm actually going out of the bus. Okay, I can look the Google map a little bit, but I didn't know where the bus was gonna stop, so I couldn't do anything at all whatsoever. And I know that as capable as I was in any minute to think about what to do, I will be at least that capable in the moment I would step out of the bus. So I will just postpone all the worries to the very moment where I will be in the situation, and then I would be fully in the now in that situation, and I don't have to make all up stories about how I'm not losing my stuff, because it's not so difficult to go out of a bus late in the night through a lot of people who want to help you and find a place to sleep. But it was worrying me, and then I learned in that situation to let go. And that's what you have to do when you let go of your ego. You need to have an urgent need. It can be a very small thing, like getting a glass of water, going for a run, just a small thing to keep you moving forward in a conscious, evolving way of making your life greater than it is. Taking small baby steps out of the freedom after being programmed for 20 years to get up before you wake up, sit and just stare at someone or do something in your book for 20 years, then it's hard to adapt to a lifestyle where you have to do stuff out of joy and motivation, especially if you have no one to suck energy from, and no one to please, or no one to follow or stand up to, no people around you whatsoever, you know. It's damn hard to be motivated, because everything you don't do today you can just do tomorrow. And then the depression come when you only get up, eat, and go to sleep. Get up, watch YouTube, go to sleep, you know. Then you realize, I'm not gonna, be able to live a heavy life like this. And then you need to get yourself motivated. So that was pretty much it. I'm gonna repeat it for you and for myself. It's all about the dopamine. You get the dopamine when you get a sugar kick, when you eat something, when you drink something, when you, after going in ice bath, or after running, after. It's the time when you get the dopamine. It's what they are talking about right now in 2022. Like, you get the dopamine when you think about. You're actually not getting the dopamine when you, I mean, there's either a milestone, like when you're actually finding some water to drink, then you get some dopamine to get more energy to do greater things, because universe told you, yeah, you did right by drinking water. Um, if you're in a dry place and have to, like the animal brain, you know. And you're also getting dopamine when you get attached, focused to do some specific thing, like taking your brain and focusing it on one thing, and then let it relax and accomplish that one thing, instead of just shooting all kind of thoughts. Just have one thought. It's basically the same thing, like keep your mind quiet, mindfulness, focusing, it, unfocusing, but you still think it's going on here, and then it's going down to the heart. So what I believe is you just have to say fuck it, you know. Like, it doesn't matter with this dopamine, it doesn't matter if you feel good or not. You just have to breathe and then shut down the brain. Most people probably cannot do it because it takes spiritual practice, but yeah. So then you are there, and then every time your mind says something, you say, I'm no one. You're nobody. I'm no one. I am everything, you know. And that's the truth as well, as I'm something and I have to accomplish something in this life. Of course, that's the truth. But I'm also, so then I'm in the fifth dimension and the third dimension on the same time. That's what is so amazing why I have a YouTube channel, because you know I can be in more dimension because I'm a multi-dimensional being which can actually talk about guru stuff and moving the rocks at the same time. You see gurus working. You see working men talking and wise stuff. Yeah, but it doesn't reach many people if they have something to say. And what can they say? You know, they don't have all this inspiring conversation because they're working. Understand? There's a disadvantage. Maybe they have the potential, but maybe they spend all the hours in the third dimension, while other people are spending all the hours in the fifth dimension, right? Um, so so now I will then do what I'm saying, you know. I get dopamine, and for me the trigger point here is if I'm gonna upload a video like this or not, you know, because if I don't upload this video, now I got all this dopamine, and I will get another dopamine kick when I put it on YouTube, and when they have been viewed and stuff, you know, and when I get a reaction. It's just so many dopamine kicks. So if I don't put this totally crazy video up on my YouTube channel, I lose on this dopamine kick, and I will be bitter when other people say something close to what I just said now, and they don't do it half as good, you know, and I will be like, if they at least did it better than me, then the world will be saved, you know. But no one compares to what I just said, because you have to watch so much stuff, and we're only on 70 minutes now, and I just gave you so many real life hacks, actually, if you can convert it into real life. So, which now mean that I can go and be in the present now. That mean that I have an idea that I want to go up and do something. I have no idea what that is, and I am no one. Then we're truly in the fifth dimension. So I have now a feeling that someone will eventually watch this video, and I have nothing to say because I'm no one. Now I'm really spiritual, and I want to get motivated to do something, which was just make me take the whole computer here and get up. And now I'm really scared because I have no idea what to say or what to do. I'm in the now without a plan. And if I want my dopamine, I have to upload this. You see? So here's my backpack I used in Africa. I bought in Sweden when I was working there, putting up stands where people could show their cosmetic and stuff like that. And my real life work, being here in the now, apparently I'm making a YouTube video about real life stuff vs spirituality, which I just got inspired to by realizing this morning that I was not able to do anything at all. Well, my real life task is to glue this piece back on my car, which is actually a part of the frame. And I don't have a welding machine, or I don't have glue that can hold my wheel. And what is making me happy about my life here now, which I didn't have when I only had a girlfriend. I'm just speaking here without being like, what I have now after I got my dogs is I actually have company down here. Yeah, It's actually super cool. This thing here can come down, and then my remote control car can drive out here. I just have to get enough dopamine to make some kind of wire so I can pull it up and down from inside, and then every time I get excited, my brain tells me that it's too heavy and I cannot even pull that wire from inside, and I need a kind of system to attach it, and it's gonna be shit, and then I don't do anything at all. Oh, there's also a cat coming into the video. So what else has happened here the last year, where my car just have been standing like this, and the insurance company have raised the pay because of some kind of because all the other veteran have to also be veteran 5 years before, because they need some kind of advantage, because the cars are not lasting as long anymore, and then we're paying socialarity. What is it called? We're paying together. Yeah. So it's just here. I don't know. Just here I have to attach this thing. Then I can get it. We can get a lot of dopamine, and we can even get food muffin. We can take the car. Yeah, it's super cheap to drive this car. And we can go and get more food more often, because we don't have a freezer, right? Then we can get more meat. Yeah, meat and bones. We can go shopping more often if we fix this thing here. Yeah, so what I actually need is to get dopamine put on my helmet, my motorbike helmet, and cut this piece out and drive to somewhere where they can make me a piece of iron to put in here, and then make a hole in the iron, I think. But yeah, and then put the ball back. I don't know. So yeah, what has happened in here is that I put this piece of wood. Yeah, that's actually, I don't know how that make me feel. So it's like now yeah. So my GoPro camera, the batteries are burned out. So it's my computer here, down here under the car, filming. It's so nice. Now I flip the screen back up. There's more room. So what is amazing here is that I have apparently voluntarily destroyed my gasoline tank, which I still put here many years ago. So it's new. It will always be new, because I replaced it myself and I protected it on both sides. Yeah, so this thing is that it's actually hanging on the tank, and it have been decreased maybe 5 liter now, because the volume have decreased because it's standing on it. So I have to get some dopamine to get the thing out, and those one have leaked all the. They just sank and sank and sank. I don't know if they even work anymore. They've been standing on this stuff for 1 year. So yeah, I guess that was all. Like, yeah, what? Yeah. So the dopamine is coming. I feel it. I feel dopamine coming. Whoppa. Getting so much dopamine. Whoppa. Yeah. So for the rain cover, we're almost ready to run this car, I think. So the window got smashed here by a rock. This thing got pulled off. So this one I took off, so it didn't got smashed. So it's not smashed. I can put it back on. It's amazing. So, and then I put some new tubes in the bike here. And now I need to find a pump. So I have three flat tires here. 2 on the bike and 1 on the yeah. And so I have a lot of dopamine. See, and what I used to do oh, is that I just used to go back inside after looking real 3D on my life, that I actually feel better sitting doing nothing about it, you know. Okay, that was apparently a YouTube video I made today. I want to say thank you everyone for listening, and don't worry, I have been able to do whatever I wanted to do all my life. So I guess you also want to come in the picture, Murphy? No. Just sit on the chair there. So I guess it will continue. I got something from the spider on me. Yeah. Murphy, what did we talk about? Motivation. We need to be motivated. We need dopamine, Murphy. We need dopamine. And then we need to fix the truck. And what is the most important is that we are not alone, Murphy. We have Bossy and we have Rumi. And there's a whole world of people out there, Murphy. Oh. Okay. So, that was it. Thank you for watching, I guess. And good luck with your life. And that's how you get your dopamine kick. And then you want to sit down again, and now I did it. And then what is the next thing? And you always want to be higher and more happy. But then you have to do the shit work also.